Hey, happy 4th of July and welcome to Zombie Tactics. I don't ordinarily do shout-out videos, nor do I do response videos to topics or matters that are handled on other channels. A lot of times it ends up in drama, and I just don't like the drama. I do want to comment about Tex Grebner's recent negligent discharge and give you a little bit of background on that. And I've got a couple of things to say about some of the comments that people have made following that incident. And him publishing it on YouTube openly for everyone to see. July 2nd, the evening of July 2nd, I was getting ready packing for a family trip, and I get on my iPhone, I get a text message from Tex, who is my friend, and it says, I shot myself. I'm going, oh crap, you're pranking me, so I kind of sent him back on that, and he promptly sent me back a picture about 7:30 in the evening, Pacific time here. Oh crap, you know. So we get on the phone with each other, and he's talking about what happened. And you know, initially, I've got a couple things to say about Tex's frame of mind that some of you, I don't think, who are being critical haven't considered. And that is, right off the bat, you watch on his video, right after he has the negligent discharge, which fortunately went through his thigh, and it was a clean through and through round right into the dirt, he maintains the presence of mind to exercise at that point in time proper trigger discipline. You'll notice that his finger goes straight out. It's no longer inside the trigger group, even though it had negligently went inside that trigger before, causing the negligent discharge incident. Boom, that trigger goes straight out. He has the presence of mind right as he just got shot, and as he's experiencing that rush of adrenaline and everything like that, to place the weapon carefully on the ground. And I think you can even see it, that he places the gun, the safety, he engages it as he places it on the ground. Not everyone would do that. I'm 51 years old. I've seen a couple of negligent discharges in my life, and thankfully I've never seen anybody shoot themselves like that before, but I've seen some people, you know, send some rounds right down the side of their leg and rip open the side of their boot, or, you know, into the ground, that kind of thing. And the general reaction is usually a lot more dramatic and full of lots of yelling and drama and everything like that. I've spoken to people who are range officers and trainers of military and police, and it is surprising that you will find many trained military and police officers who, upon experiencing an incident almost exactly the same as Tex's, would not have maintained the presence of mind to handle that kind of an incident correctly. So you've got to give Tex major props for having his head together in that. And you know, a few people said things like, because Tex said, well, my training kicked in and I called my mom. And people made fun of that. Well, you know, yeah, his training kicked in as in he kept it together, and he began to act to deal with the situation rather than just sitting on the ground rolling in a heap, crawling into a fetal position and holding his leg and crying. That reaction is surprisingly more common than you'd think, even when people don't get tremendously bad injury. So boom, right off the bat, he acted, although he had done something negligent, he acted as a professional and behaved in a professional manner and went about doing his business, which is all that anybody can be expected to do in a case like that. When Tex called me, he was getting in the ambulance, and we had a good talk about what was going on. He was initially concerned about what people would think of him if they found out that he had shot himself in the leg. And I got to tell you, that lasted for about 5 minutes, whereupon, again, I think the better angels in Tex's nature kicked in, and he began getting very concerned as to being professional about this. How was he going to report this incident to people in the best way so that people could learn something from it? And you've really got to give it to somebody who's only 23 years old to have his head together enough that that's what his concern is. His concern isn't trying to look like the big man. His concern is, you know, I'm going to be a pro about this. I'm going to report this exactly as happened. I'm going to sit back and analyze the video and see exactly what I did wrong and report this to people so that people can learn something from it. I can tell you for a fact that when I was 23 years old, I didn't have my head together that well, and my biggest concern in the world would be, who am I going to be in trouble with, more than how am I going to get something good out of this and provide something of value. So I just kind of want to say to you folks who have been kind of giving Tex a bad time about this, frankly, you've got no leg to stand on. He did all that anybody can be expected to do in an incident like this. Sure, he did something negligent. He described that as professionally and cleanly and concisely and clearly and accurately as he possibly could on the video so that you could learn something from it. You can't expect anything more than that from somebody in an incident like this. And for him to be able to do that, I think shows tremendous maturity and presence of mind. So those of you who are giving Tex a bad time, stow it. He did the right thing. He manned up. He owned up to his mistake. He went beyond that to try and create something of value for everybody to learn from. And I think he did an excellent job of it. And I hope that this serves as an example and a lesson to all kinds of people in the YouTube tactical community or whatever. I know it's getting some play around on various gun forums, and object lesson for everyone. That's Zombie Tactics for today. Thanks, Tex. Hope you heal soon. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.